Welcome to the Lucky Unlucky podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I'm Super Solinger 13, a.k.a. Sam Solinger.
And I am Fistman41, a.k.a. Brian Solomon.
And today, or at least for this podcast, or this first episode, we're going to be talking about the relationship between Dumb and Dumber. And how what we've formed has become more than just friends, basically brothers, but like how we've known each other and what we've accomplished over these 19 years, and more or less like just trying something new for the first time. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think
Well,
that's too.
so just like any normal podcast, this may not be 30 minutes. This may be an hour. But for our first episode, we're going to try something new. Any ideas, Brian?
So I was just thinking that we just go back to our roots and just start where it all began, as we have been friends for coming up on 14 years.
I think so. So basically, we met in kindergarten, right?
Yep.
We won't get into details because they won't understand anything. But Miss March, kindergarten class, AM, kindergarten, hung out probably with the troublemakers of the classroom.
Yeah, we were definitely the troublemakers of the classroom. Mind if I go into a little bit of detail?
Yeah, you may. Go for it.
So, I kind of want to go into a little bit of personal stuff. I was born with autism, and I was someone who was definitely very antisocial, as well as just someone who didn't really relate too well to people. And I was going into, even in preschool and going into kindergarten, I almost didn't get into Ravinia school because I thought I was because I was exponentially challenged in some certain areas, but thankfully I was able to make it, and I met this guy on the first day of school.
And just like Brian said, he was born with autism, I was born with anxiety, but we will get to that and how that affected our lives a little later. But for now, just like Brian said, when we met in elementary school, I had autism. I had anxiety, or as I like to call it, extreme anxiety, and it made me very shy and not wanting to do things that I wanted to do. But when I met Brian, it was like something clicked, because it was like someone who had something that I had was there. And if that doesn't make sense to you, imagine you're in a room with everyone, you have the most extreme disability, right? And no one can relate to you. Then you see someone who's got the exact same thing who can relate to you, and you just bond with them.
Same story here. I was someone who didn't really have a lot of friends. I had a couple, but not one that was really a true.
Wait, you have friends?
Anyway, so when I first, do you want me to tell the story about what we did on the first day? Or no, that's not necessary. But
Next appointment. What? You mean next episode?
No. I mean, if you don't want me to mention what happened,
It's okay. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
we'll save it for later.
Yeah, I'll save it for later. But
just we don't want to get into too much personal stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But it's we just instantly clicked. He was mostly just the troublemaker. I was kind of the influencer of the troublemaker. I generally went along with things.
Yeah.
And I just loved his just bubbly, just just upbeat, trickery, manipulative, style of just how he approached everything. And that's just something that really I noticed about you. And I was just wow, that's I was the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to Brian said, kindergarten, we were in the same class. I think I realize this now, really, but that didn't happen. Our teacher or our supervisor, whoever ran putting kids in different classrooms, realized that we weren't a fit for each other, and so first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade, not in the same class.
Yep.
Kindergarten, yes, there was it was a 50-50 for each one, and each time it didn't happen. So more like they just split us up on purpose. Was it 50-50? It was a 33-33.
Yeah. Probably.
So there were three teachers for each one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this is not the normal podcast setup. You see, we're not in a studio. We don't have microphones. These are our microphones. I got one, and he got this one.
Yeah.
Whatever. But next episode, you guys actually won't see us here. We're in Chicago right now. You'll see us in Carbondale, really, because I just found out we're going to the same college, which is awesome.
Awesome. Let's get it. Yeah, we'll get into that later, but
yeah. But going into first grade, second grade now, we were in different classes, so it was not hard to make friends, but our original friend group it was me, him, there was a guy named Jack, and a guy named Javi, and as we call him now, as you guys can call him as well, how do you say Voldemort's name in vain? What is it? He who should not be named.
He
should not be named. We will not mention his name because he does not deserve to be named.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe more on that later. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Also, news I haven't told him. Special guest, episode 3. You guys know him as the funny-loving. What's it called? The
goofball.
No, not the goofball. What's his name? He's like that juice box. What's his name? He's got
some Kool-Aid.
He's the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah!
He's the Kool-Aid man. Yeah, that's who he is.
Yeah.
I won't say his name.
Oh yeah!
I'll let you guys figure it out, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But.
And then anyway, do you want if I mean, you can talk about first and second grade. I just wanted to fast forward a little bit to third grade and fourth grade. What was my first ever friendship challenge? If you want.
Yeah, so we'll go to that in a second. But like going back to first and second grade, like it was a lot harder for me at the time because, like, in first grade I remember I think Javi. You had Jack and Voldemort, right?
Voldemort, yeah.
Yeah. I think I had Javi in one of my classes or whatnot, but like most people I don't even talk to anymore. I think Brian is the only one I really talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brian's really the one who I talk to now.
So
yeah, I know. You don't shut up. But like it was just hard because like Javi was one of those kids who was like he had divorced parents and he was like I was a troublemaker, but like he was the troublemaker. Like I don't know how to describe this, but how would you describe a red card to them?
So basically, when we were in school, you all probably have had some form of like trouble system. Ours was called a red card, and basically
It was a yellow card, right?
Well,
how many cards were there? There was red, yellow.
There was yellow card if you would do like a little thing, like
This was a yellow card.
Like a punch.
But a red card would be if I like threw him off a building. Well, no, that'd be arresting. But
that'd be arresting.
A red card would be
like
if I looked at Brian, he was my teacher, and I said, "Go fuck yourself." Like that would be a red card.
Yeah, like either that or just like forgetting your homework or
maybe
beating the living shit out of another student. I don't know, something like that. That's what Javi did a lot. He was a troublemaker. He got quiet room every single day, and
you guys aren't.
And then he would make fun of Sam for getting it.
Yeah, you guys won't understand that. It's an inside joke.
Anyway, yeah.
One that I cannot say on here.
Javi was a troublemaker. He got quiet room every single day.
And some of the times we didn't. I think most of our teachers just did not like him.
No one
gave
liked
him
him.
Quiet room, red card, just so he would shut his mouth.
I know, exactly. And then he would brag about that he didn't have it, and then he would make fun of students who actually did get it.
And then I remember there was one day. I think this was my greatest achievement, greatest part of being in school. It was one day he reached his 100th red card, and I remember that my cousin used it with the nurse, and the nurse wasn't there that day. It was supposed to be a substitute nurse, and I had red card that day. I'm not gonna mention why, but I'll mention why in a little bit. But I didn't tell you this. Brian and Jack were playing on the slide, and the nurse was missing, and so Javi and I, we went out and I think we snuck out of the quiet room or something. I think it was very funny. Yeah, but I just realized my parents are probably watching this. Oh crap! I gotta run. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but yeah, that was probably the stupidest thing we've done. But for Javi's 100th red card, I thought that was really funny. But like going into then second grade, I think like because you from first grade up until fifth grade, you had Jack and Voldemort, right? Yeah, I think
Voldemort and I were decently close, but Jack and I were tight.
Oh yeah,
we were so
100%.
tight.
Yeah.
And then
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Jack. I mean, Jack really. I think it's gonna kickstart into what my next point was gonna be, and that was.
We got one more thing. I got third grade.
Third grade. Yeah.
But like going into third grade, it was still hard because like third grade for me was like Mr. I gotta give him a shout. He's not wanting to, but Mr. Brousseau was probably the nicest up until like high school, the nicest teacher I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Always looking out for students, always helping with the homework, everything, always. And that's when I really like felt a connection with a teacher and like understood that not that work was important, but like in school, like in elementary school, everyone loves school, but like because it's fun. but like my teacher actually made it fun, and so yeah, it was good. It was really good. But you want to segment into?
Yeah, so I wanted to actually piggyback off and go kind of rewind a little bit to second grade. Just to mention, I had Mr. Orlovsky. This was her final year teaching. She was old as hell, and hopefully she's still doing well today in her final stages.
Look at the camera when you talk.
Yeah. But yeah, there was we had it was a phenomenal day. We had read aloud. We were reading Wayside School is Falling Down. Wonderful book by Louis Sechar. And anyway, we were reading aloud, and out of nowhere, Jack and I were sitting next to each other. He goes, "Watch this."
I remember this.
The loudest fucking fart ever. Everyone in the hallway hears it. And even Christina Purdy, it was a girl in our grade, from all the way on the other side of the school heard it. And everybody just started cracking the fuck up. And it was
I remember that because I remember sitting in my classroom and why does that smell? And then all of a sudden I hear Brian go, "Jack, what the hell?" And I'm like, "That's what it
I didn't say
was."
what the hell. I didn't know
You
what
said
that
something.
was. What the heck? I think I said no. I said Jack. I said Jack, you were amazing or something.
You said something
And he was
about
just like, and then everyone was just high fiving him and just all this stuff. And
What did she do? What did that teacher do?
And then Mr. Orlovsky was just like, okay, well that's a great way to end real out. Let's get into math or something. And then I think Jack got quiet room because there was I don't remember it wasn't Miss Dunning. It was some teacher heard it and gave Jack quiet. And then asked who it was, and then I'm just like her. So she goes to the classroom. She goes, "Who the heck Who the heck farted that loud?" And everybody points their fingers and starts laughing at Jack. He confidently raises his hand, and then she goes, "Jack, you have to spend the rest of the day in quiet room until I think like 5:00 p.m." And he was like, "Gladly." And I think that was probably the most well-earned, well thought out, just most extravagant way to get the most exquisite way to get quiet room, and it was just a wonderful way to spend your afternoon.
Yeah, so
and it's worth it.
That's a good story about Jack. I can top that actually. So I still don't think you know this. Oh, actually, that's not true. So backstory. Javi and I used to play a game, and it was funny. It wasn't a game. It was like we used to I'll say bully one of the kids in our room. Like, so there was like three of us. It was like the Three Stooges. They would all poke each other, be stupid. And I remember I think Javi got confused because he did this to you. Do you remember in third grade when Javi I don't know what it was, but Javi because remember in like third grade Javi had like fart bombs or something. Remember that?
Yeah.
And do you remember how he put it in?
No, he used to like carry this thing around, just like it was like a fart.
Fart spray. That's what it was.
Fart spray. Yeah, they used to spray in front of his face.
I don't think I've ever told you this, but remember that one time when Javi fart sprayed you?
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
But no, that's not the thing though. Is that we gave him like, do you remember like in elementary they had like those jobs like the pencil hammer outer.
Yeah.
And do you remember do you remember there was one like there was the hand sanitizer, like they would put like after
the hand sanitizer. Oh, then you put the fart spray.
We gave Javi fart spray, and he didn't get you, but cause I think you noticed, but he was putting fart spray on everyone's hands because it looks like hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah,
and it was so funny. I remember we got the teacher the most, and he puts it was like second grade or something, and he puts it on her hands and then on her face, and then she was like rubbing it on her face, and she smells it, and I remember she just puked. And we're just laughing.
Yeah, that was Miss Walsh. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I wasn't in the room, but I remember her. That was so funny. Yeah.
But long story short, that happened. We get on to fifth grade, last year of elementary school.
It's usually the most thrilling year. Sorry to cut you off, but this is the most thrilling year of elementary school. Like, and this is where you learn like the most useful. This is where you start to learn like long division, like extended times tables, essay writing, like maybe some history.
Yeah, but no one cares about that stuff. You know that.
Oh, I care about school. I was a nerd. I love school, and I love learning.
I will drown you above the water.
Well, it depends on.
Shut up.
I will go back into this video and amplify that so they can hear what you just said.
Okay. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Go ahead.
So 4th grade is when I got into a little bit of trouble. There was a kid on our bus who wasn't doing their job, and I kind of yelled at them, and they took it too literally. And then I got in trouble and got a red card. But like that was the start of the troublemaking, like the real troublemaking for me. And then that was the only thing that happened really in 4th grade. 5th grade comes along. That was the start of Jack turning to the dark side of the Force.
Yeah.
Was that 5th grade or was
that was fifth grade?
Are you sure? Was it like the end of 5th grade? I think.
Maybe end of 4th.
I don't know. That was the end of 5th grade when he met No, we're not gonna say his name. When he met BB.
That was 6th grade. But 5th grade was when he started because I remember his So
his parents.
I know Jack super well. Obviously, we go way back. Jack had a very rough year. In 2012, his parents got divorced. I still remember
That didn't happen. No, don't do with that.
Oh yeah, that's too hard. Oh,
Shut up.
oh my god.
Let's get going.
Okay, so Jack's parents got divorced. Jack had a very easy childhood up until his parents got divorced. His parents were fighting very constantly. This took a really big toll on his mental health. He basically just turned into an absolute jerk. He would throw pillows at us. He would get worms from under the dog, like pull out worms from their ants and termites from their nests and throw them at people.
He turned into the super villain.
And then personally I didn't mind it because first I didn't mind it.
You go along with everything really.
Yeah, but
I think you just didn't want to lose him.
I just didn't want to lose him because but then I had to take a break from him. He was doing something non-stop, and he kept doing it to Sam constantly. And there was one time, this was so sad. So you were on the swing. You were pretty high too.
Oh, I remember.
You were like
this.
It's like you were probably as high as the ceiling is, and Jack just full on pushes you. You go face first in the ground. You're like screaming, crying. Your nose is bleeding, and all this stuff. And I was like, Jack, what the hell? And then Jack just not even Usain Bolt just sprints the other direction, and I was like. And you were just screaming, crying. Your face is all bloody. This is one of the worst. This is honestly the worst day of my life.
But
one of the worst days of your life too. And I was And then I think I got you a Band-Aid. I got you some ice, and then basically a bunch of teachers.
How would you have gotten me ice? We were in 5th grade.
I think I got you something. I think I got you a teacher. I got you a teacher.
But going.
Sorry, one more thing. So I got you a teacher, and then the teacher goes.
Teacher?
The teacher.
You said teacher.
The teacher.
What's a teacher?
Whatever. So I get him a teacher, and the teacher goes, "Hey, what happened?" And then you said, Jack pushed me off the swing, and I went face first. And I was like, yeah, I saw it. And even Javi, who was
stupid as hell,
even he went along with it too. I remember Javi said the same thing, and then even though Javi did a lot of stuff that was
he's not that mean. Well, now he may be, but
but long story. But yeah, anyway. So, yeah.
Going back to that, what Brian's saying is pretty much once 5th grade ended, Jack became. So, I never got bullied in elementary school until 6th grade hit, where he met his best friend, which we're not going to mention his name because I don't want to.
I don't want to give him any publicity.
Exactly. Well, he bullied me throughout 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and a topic that I will not talk about and will refuse to talk about, and if Brian asks me about it, I will drown him above the water.
No, it's not personal.
I attempted something that I won't talk about in 7th grade because we were at a bar mitzvah, and I was dancing with, at the time, the girl I had a crush on, and he pantsed me in front of everyone. Jack. And I remember going home, wanting to go home. I was crying. I was losing my mind because I got so embarrassed, and then I just was constantly getting bullied by him. And I was able to end up going home at the end, and I didn't leave my room for 30 hours, 24 hours or something, because I was so embarrassed. And I remember I had to go to school the next day, and I just refused to go. And I got a text from him apologizing, and I just didn't talk to him for 7 months.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you didn't talk to him any time after that.
No. And then he's been calm about it, whatever. But then this kid that he does this stuff with actually ended up getting he got a concussion, right, or something like that in high school. And then he just forgot about everything. But we'll get into that later. But basically, everyone talks about suicide prevention. I attempted. I'm not gonna get into details. Because I could not bear to live with myself, just in general after what happened. Let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Basically, middle school was, like the movie says, the worst years of my life. I would wish anything to never go back there.
Same here.
But moving on from that, high school now is like, high school is fun.
Oh yeah, another thing I mentioned is Jack and Brett's bullying me. Actually, it took a toll on me mentally as
Why did you
well.
say his name?
Oh,
That's fine. I'll figure it out. Sorry. Go.
but yeah. So Jack and mystery guys bullying.
You can say it on my care.
Alright, so Jack and this other student, I'm not gonna say his name, but their bullying was also really, it took a toll on me.
Oh yeah, 'cause you had to pick a side. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because they forced me to pick sides. I remember Jack. At one time, I remember they beat me over the head with a hockey stick. They started throwing hockey pucks at me,
That was also one of the reasons. We'll get into that in a second.
and I got black.
Not only that, Brian did not go through Edward fully. He actually went to a different middle school.
Yeah, I ended up switching to a place called Cove School because I was struggling so heavily with the class at Edgewood. I was failing.
Not only that, you couldn't live with what was happening in your friend group.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't live with something in my friend group. I also may have attempted suicide as well. And also that caused me to switch schools. And that was even though.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I did.
Because you know your parents are probably gonna watch this. You shouldn't joke about that stuff.
No,
I'm serious.
No, I'm serious.
Alright, just making sure.
It was not very. It was
You
not.
never told me about that. So.
No, I never did. Not up until now.
Alright, keep going.
And then yeah, it was a really rough time for me. And then eventually, I went to this new school, made some new friends there. It was awesome, but I honestly, I remember you started socializing with, oh yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, and then I was just gonna say, well, I did feel a little betrayed. I was so glad that you guys were able to establish a new connection, and it was just like, it was like music to my ears because I know you were struggling.
I'm gonna pause him on that because I don't want to ruin it. Because when the Kool-Aid Man, we're not gonna say his name, when the Kool-Aid Man comes in episode 3, we're gonna talk about the entire backstory there. I don't want to ruin it right now, but I will say this. I'll give you guys one hint. The way that Ryan and I just said his name, Ryan, the way that the Kool-Aid Man and I met was from him annoying the fuck out of me and me bullying the shit out of him.
And actually,
No, you will not say anything. That's all I'm gonna give.
No, I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Then shut up.
Yeah, no. So anyway, but yeah, that's for another story. And then, it was just it was a really rough time. I really enjoyed my time, but then I eventually moved back to Highland Park High School.
Yeah, and then going back to middle school, Brian and I did something you did it for like a couple of months called Boys Chorus.
Yeah, Boys Chorus.
I did Boys Chorus 6th through 8th grade. I have a video. I posted a video on YouTube. You guys can check that out. It's like, I think I posted it 2 years ago or something. But it's from our 7th grade one, and was it 7th? No, it was 8th grade because that was the only time Ryan and Kevin were in it. But yeah, we had the worst voices ever. And then I actually, Brian and I, about 3 years ago, we were in like 4th grade. We made a video of us singing "Centuries" by Fall Out Boy in my basement right here, and we recreated that about a year ago. It's very funny. I will not be posting that because I will get bullied, and I don't care about that. So shut up.
Yeah, but we were not great singers, but we both got much better over time.
No, we still didn't. Our voices suck.
Mine's okay actually.
No, it's not. Whether you want to admit it, it's not. Both of ours suck.
I disagree. I heavily disagree. I think you're just
don't.
not right in the head. I think you're just not approaching this scientifically.
I can't say these jokes on YouTube, or I will get demonetized.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, exactly. But let's talk about high school.
Before we go into high school, there's a trick that I used to do on Brian. I think it still works today. I'll show you guys. So Brian, close your eyes. All right, 3, 2, 1, open them. I didn't do that. I do that all the time, and Brian still falls for it.
I don't. Yeah.
Like the time when Ryan was here, and Ryan goes to Ryan, hey, Brian, give me your phone. He gives him his phone. And he disabled his phone for like 20 minutes. And Brian goes, why'd you do that? I'm like, how did you not see that coming? But that's not all the dumb shit he's done. We were outside playing Pokemon Go. And all of a sudden, Brian catches the Pokemon called Tentacruel. And Brian likes to call it Testicle. We were walking by a neighborhood with little kids outside. Brian looks at his phone and screams, I caught a testicle! And I literally did this thing. I'm like, dude, there's kids here. And he goes, sorry. And about 5 minutes later, he catches it again. And he goes, oh my God, I caught another testicle. I'm like, dude, shut up. And he goes, why? And then he goes, oh. And so, you guys can
Don't
see.
remember all the times I left the Fiji bottles in, like, in the wallet.
Oh,
in the
not
car.
only that. Brian's got a thing with forgetting. Almost every time I've been at Brian's house, whenever I leave, he'll come out the garage door and say goodbye to me. And he'll forget to close his garage door. It'll be like 10 p.m. at night. And I'll call him and I'm like, dude, you forgot to close your garage door. I remember this one time, I told you you forgot to close your garage door. You came out to me and said bye again. You went back to 10, you still forgot to close it. And I remember just calling your name. You're like, dude! You're like, oh yeah, sorry. And you closed it, and it didn't close while it went back up. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He cannot be this stupid. And I ring the doorbell and he goes, what? And I'm like, your garage door didn't close. And he goes and closes it. And then, just to mess with him, I didn't tell you this, but remember you changed your passcode for the garage door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I learned the code before then.
Oh, yeah.
So I kept opening the garage door. I'm like, Steve,
I
close your garage door.
I
would do that to you and you'd be so confused.
I remember that, yeah.
And there are a lot of other tricks I've done on Brian. It's like, we were, we'll get to this in a second, but in elementary school, I'll let you do it, but keyword, Brian, why don't you explain to them FIS?
So,
Give them the
I
entire backstory.
don't know where I irrigated this term, but when I was we were in 4th grade. We were in 4th grade because this is when I got my dog. We got my dog, and we named her Sawyer after the street she was on. Pretty normal stuff, right? Don't ask me
That's why
why.
you named Sawyer after the street that you got her on?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yep, Sawyer Avenue. That's what she was born on 6. I'm not gonna say the avenue, but yeah, I'm gonna say the address. But it's not. It doesn't even start with 6. But anyway,
It doesn't matter if it doesn't have it.
Alright,
Keep going.
so anyway, so we call it. So Sawyer, I just randomly started calling her Fish. I was like, "Hey, Fish, come here. Fish, come here. Fish, come get a treat." And everyone was so confused. That's where I started it. But I came up with the word randomly. Just started saying "fish" like every single day. I was like fish, 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 fish. All this. It's all my number one most prominent term in my vocabulary. Anyway, we get in and
That's not true. Your most prominent term in your vocabulary was duh.
I know yours. Oh.
How would you do that, Don? Duh is like being dumb. No, my most prominent term is YEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEE
yeah, so I just started saying the word randomly. Everyone thought it was so funny. I was just like, fist, 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 fist. Everyone started cracking up. And then I thought it was a genius. It was literally like the most attention I was ever getting. Because I never got a lot of attention in school besides my select friend group. And everyone just started loving me. And I just loved saying the word fist. I remember Jack used to get so annoyed for it. Whenever I would do it, he would just you just prank me. What?
Get the camera.
Oh yeah. So Jack would always just he got very annoyed with everyone else, and I started saying up until 6th grade, and then up until I switched to coast school, which was I don't regret at all transitioning to those schools.
I would say the funniest part about Brian saying fist is, when did we learn what fist actually means?
Oh yeah, so
Sorry.
you or I think it was you, were just like, what the hell does fist mean? We look it up, and it's a fucking shaved cat.
It's like fist literally means shaved cat.
So it means a hairless cat.
And I was like, why? Like, out of all the words you could choose, why that?
Like exactly. And I'm like, I don't know.
It could have been wet couch cushion, but it's hairless cat.
Exactly. And now obviously there is something which is called a scientific term which is called fission, which is there's fusion and fission, which is kinds of radiation, I think. I don't remember, and my memory, long-term memory is not very good. But yeah. But anyway, fission. That's where that. But yeah, it also means short for fusion. So fist is short for fusion or fission. But yeah, it's that's the name of a shaved cat. And then I just.
And then another joke that Brian and I had. Tell him about the Wolfies.
Oh yeah, so basically my house there was a parameter in my backyard, and there was this level system. So basically in between my front and backyard, there's these stairs, and you can climb up to certain to different levels.
Backstory on that, about 3-4 years ago, Brian and I made a trick shot video that was uploaded to YouTube and got taken down because we used copyrighted music. I hate you, but I love you. And we had this insane clip. I still have it. I can post it again. It'll get copyrighted and take it down. I will repost it. And it's of me. This took me 1,000 tries. And I remember we had Brian attempt it, and I have every clip of Brian attempting it, and he missed every single shot.
I think I made it eventually.
No, yeah, you made it after like 1,000 tries. And Brian looks at me and goes, "Yeah, this took us 1,000 tries. Even you could do it." And I go, "You want to bet?" And he goes, "Yeah, film me." And I remember we set the camera up, and I shoot it. And I said to him, "I'll do this even crazier. I'll go backwards." And I turn. I'm on the top. I turn.
Well, first you did it.
No. I didn't do it first because I was about to do it, and then it slipped out of my hand because I was going to shoot it and it slipped out of my hand.
Oh.
And then I turned around because he passed the ball back to me. I do it backwards. I made it first try, and there was a swish.
I remember
Brian just drops my phone into the grass, and he goes, "No fucking way."
It was pretty amazing.
And he goes, "Why didn't we have you do it?" And I'm like, "Well, I wanted to see you embarrass yourself." And he goes, "Fuck you."
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So
yeah, no.
That's a funny story.
Backwards shot. Yeah, it was crazy.
But going back to the Woofy.
Yeah, so the Woofy. So basically, there's basically a house with a fence above the third level, and there were these dogs. There were these huskies, and we called them the Woofies because every day in the background we hear "oh, woo." This is kind of what it sounded like, but yeah.
It's like a fire alarm.
Yeah, that's like. That does not sound like a fire alarm. Sounds like you're saying weeder.
Weeder. Testicle! No.
Testicle! Testicle!
Alright, go.
Anyway, so then, we just started saying, "Oh, look, there's the Woofies." I mean, it's like, oh my god, the Woofies are talking. And unfortunately, one of the Woofies is dead. The other one is still alive and is 15 years old, which is crazy.
Oh, seriously?
One of them, yeah, but he doesn't make the woof. He doesn't really woof anymore, but he's 16 years old. He's basically he'll probably be dead in a couple months. But yeah, one of the
that's terrible.
One of the Woofies, but
he'll probably die soon.
No, I'm not saying hope he. No.
I hope he dies soon.
I'm not saying hope he.
I'll be at his funeral. Don't worry.
No, I'm not saying I hope he dies soon. I'm not saying I hope he dies soon. I'm just saying he is going to. He's 16.
You only say that about Trump.
Yeah, you only say that about Trump. Yeah. Oh. That's okay. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So that was the story though. Yeah, that was one of our iconic moments. But yeah, once we get into high school, very smooth sailing. We're very happy to be in high school. Jack and Sam obviously are not talking.
We got into high school and we're gonna
Yeah, we got in
freshman year. I joined band. I joined marching band. You joined marching band.
I joined marching band, but I quit because of
way too topics. And that's when Ryan and I really first bonded. But we'll get more of that episode 3.
Yeah, I joined the band too. So
he joined the band. I played trumpet.
Yeah.
I was playing the band. No, not joined the band. I've been playing the band since 5th grade. I was playing trumpet, or 4th grade actually. I was playing trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
End of 4th grade, but
not in that sense. Yeah. I joined 6th grade band.
So this is the joke that I had in middle school that we had. Well, before we get into high school, hey Brian, plop.
Oh! That's such a funny thing. Oh my god. So I'll tell.
No, I gotta do it. I'll do it on a point you'll see your line. So I don't know why this started, but we were in 7th grade, and all of a sudden we were writing a piece, and I don't know why Brian did this. we're finishing a piece, and it's like
it was a fermata.
And it was like a fermata. Basically, you hold a note, and it goes da ba da dum, and then the solo it was da ba da dum, and then Brian goes plop. And everyone stares and just looks at him. And Miss McDougal, our manager, goes, Brian, why? And he goes, I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. And he goes, okay, don't do it again. And then we did the fermata again. And he goes, da, put it on. And then Brian goes again, blah. And Miss McDougal goes, Brian, why? And she goes, I thought it would be funny. He goes, we just did this.
You didn't hear what happened.
Brian's gonna start throwing up. This is so funny. Oh my god. Drink some water. Oh my god. That was the best moment of all time.
So, what made it worse We were at a either winter. It was a spring concert.
We were visiting Ravinia School.
No. This is no. Yes, we were visiting Ravinia School. We were doing a tour of everything.
Oh, no, we didn't know. You're right. We were doing a concert at the high school.
Yeah, one of them was at Edgewood, one was at the high school. So this is the first one was at Ravinia. We did the song, and I, at the concert, screamed plop.
But you didn't scream, you did it like quietly. And then I remember then we did it at the actual concert at the high school with our parents watching.
Yeah.
And I remember your parents were there, my parents were there, they were filming. I don't think I showed this, but I think I have the video. And I remember we're getting to the end, and it goes, Miss McDougal, where'd you go? Da-da-da! And she points at Brian, and Brian must have thought, she's like, oh yeah, I can do it now. But she was really saying, no, don't do it. And she goes, da-da-da, da-da-da, and when Brian waits a second for the clapping. He goes, da-da-da, da-da-da. And then Brian goes, da-da-da, da-da-da, plop! And the audience just starts laughing.
And they kicked me out. They said
they
kicked me out. I remember Miss McDougal was like, you're a disgrace to this band. Basically, it was like, you're a disgrace to this band. Like, you never take this seriously. You don't listen to us. Like, all you, like, you're done. Like you're done. Like, you're out of here. Like good luck. Like, good luck joining a different band because you're gonna need it. Like, in the most harshest voice. I remember I started crying afterwards.
But
I remember I came to say, I was like, I left the band, quit the band. And then, like, yeah.
I just remember that first plop. It was the first time you did it. We were sitting in band, and you go, da-da-da-da-da, plop!
No, it was loud. I was like, plop!
That was so... I gotta find the clip and play it. That was so funny.
And then Ryan did it too.
Oh yeah, and then that was the thing. I'll say that with Ryan, the thing we used to do with Ryan is Robert Hawkstad was another trumpet player, and Robert and I, Ryan hated this so much. We would be Miss McDougal would be talking to like clarinets and flutes, and Robert and I would just like go like wide-eyed open and just stare right at Ryan.
Yes,
Ryan.
Yes.
And I remember Ryan was looking at us and go like, stop. And I remember one day he was like, stop. And Miss McDougal was like, Ryan, what? And he goes, Robert and Tim are staring at me. And Robert and I would just be like pretending to fix our trumpets. And they're like, no, they're just fixing their trumpets like normal people. And she goes, stop doing that. And Ryan goes, okay. And then she's talking with the clarinets guy. And then we stared at him again. He's like, stop! And Miss McDougal was like, you know what? I'm going to stand right here and watch them. And I remember, this is the funny thing. Jacob Zucker was still in the band for like one more day.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, and we had told him before to do this.
Go blue, baby! Fuck you, Hawkeyes!
So I know. But, go blue. What? Oh, Michigan. I was like,
Michigan.
Or Michigan? Or how else?
Well, Michigan are rivals, yeah. Anyway.
Alright, but long story short, before band, we told Jacob to, on our cue, do it. And this video was, we're gonna watch the trumpets and just make sure she does it. And she had them play, and with my left finger, I did Jacob. I was like with the mallet, like this thing, but I did it near my feet so you could see it. And he nods his head, and he goes, okay. And I bend down to fix my trumpet, so Miss McDougal goes, look, he's still looking, and Jacob's just staring at Ryan, and Ryan goes, stop! And Miss McDougal goes, what now? It's Jacob's staring at me. And then I remember after that, the entire band, Miss McDougal went out to get something, and the entire band just stared at Ryan. Ryan drops his sticks, and he goes, you know what, I'm done. And then he leaves, and everyone just starts clapping.
I remember that. I was clapping.
You didn't know why you were clapping.
No, I didn't know. I then I ran out, and he was like, and I was like, dude, are you okay? He goes, no, leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, I remember this now. So you were getting water when this happened.
Yeah.
You're walking in.
Brian's,
no. You're walking in, and you asked Ryan a question. He said that to you. You're walking. We're still clapping, and you thought we were clapping for you because you just walked in.
I remember.
And you were like so confused, and then we're like, "Why you?" And then I remember you came to like make a speech.
I think I like bowed. Yeah.
Miss McDougal was, Miss McDougal was like, "What are you doing?" And you go, "They're clapping." And you're like, "They're not clapping for you." And you make her go, "Why are they clapping?" It's like, "Yeah, because Ryan was being an idiot." And she goes, and you go, "Oh."
Yeah. I swear I thought they were clapping for me. I was not. But yeah, this was before Plop, and then thankfully Ryan didn't get kicked out because Ryan knew not to do it at the concert, and I did it at the concerts. Then they were just like, "Yeah, you're fucking done."
Oh, that was so.
No, and I'm not even kidding. They actually they seriously made me quit.
Yeah. Was so good. Oh my god. All right, going on to high school now.
Wow.
Oh my god. I do have one more plop story to tell. You did I don't know. Didn't you do it in marching band as well?
Mm-hmm. And then Cho didn't like it.
Yeah,
I did marching band too.
Right, but high school happened. Didn't really get bullied in high school. That didn't really happen.
I did.
You did, but I don't really care. No, I'm kidding.
Shut up.
Yeah, but high school for me, Brian wasn't. Were you at H.B.J.'s?
Mm-hmm. I was for 2 years.
senior or no?
9th and 10th, and then 11, part of 11th.
And then not all 12.
And then right before COVID, I went to my other school.
You went to, because you graduated from HBHS.
I did, but I was at Safe Haven School during the.
Yeah. I can't remember, did you do, senior year of high school, would you at any point, even for a day, go to HBHS?
I did not. No.
Not
I left
life?
sophomore year.
Well, then you did a little bit junior.
Very little bit.
Yeah, but you still did it.
Yeah.
No, I think you did do. No, you did for like the first day because your school hadn't opened yet or something.
Mm-hmm.
You did for like the first week and then you went on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But long story short, well, you didn't really attend classes. Like you were just part of it, just waiting. What? Yeah. Freshman year of high school was, in my opinion, my best year. Two reasons. One, I had just gotten to a new place. We can carry it. For me, like middle schoolers, we had lockers for everything. High school, yes, we have lockers. We got to take our backpacks wherever we went. That was the game changer. Another thing, we got our phones. Every single person was so happy.
Oh my god, yeah, everyone's addicted to their phones.
And yeah, it was just amazing. Like having your phone in the hallways was another thing. Having your phone in your like half the teachers let you use your phones in the class. It was awesome. But making calls in the hallway was awesome. Driving to school, another awesome thing. Yeah, but I didn't even mention this. Middle school, 8th grade, me, Javi, and Matt had pulled a stunt. Do you remember? I don't think you know who this was. Do you remember that fart bomb incident in 8th grade?
Mm-hmm. I don't think I was there for that. But yeah.
So last day of school, Javi, Matt, and I, we set up this entire scheme. We got fart bombs, and we put them in the presents.
That was pretty similar to what happened with me and 8th.
What's it called?
I didn't tell you about my 8th grade.
I'll tell you in a minute, but
Yeah.
you can tell me in a minute. The principal's room, and we set them off, and we just ran out and biked up. And I remember we hear the police sirens go off because we could hear the pop because it sounded like gunshots, and it was just like loud. And we came to school the next day for graduation, and we could just smell it. I remember a couple of teachers wearing gas masks, and everyone's like, "Why is that happening?" And I remember they installed the security camera right where we did it after it happened, so we're like so thankful. But we'll get into that in a minute. But going into high school, we freshman year was awesome. Marching band, I had the best experience. Met a lot of new people. So I met one of my good friends now, Michael Grant, which you'll hear from him later. Not today, but a different episode. Yeah, it's been a really good experience, honestly. It's been amazing. Sophomore year was probably one of my worst years, mainly because I got in a lot of trouble. I'm not going to mention why. Then junior year is when COVID-19 hit.
Mm-hmm.
The big hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit.
And
I'm sorry, I'm just still laughing because I still remember.
Wow.
I still remember. Yeah, so I still remember after that, Ryan was thinking about quitting the bit, and that was when Ryan and I got really close. I was so mad at you guys. No. Well, Ryan and I. Well, yeah.
Don't say.
No. But yeah, so Ryan and I got really close back then, and we started getting along. And it was so funny when I found you guys were friends because you did all this stuff to Ryan. I had no idea. I was completely out of left field. Yeah. I still remember it was like, oh my god, that was yeah.
But going back into it, like I just remember being in gym class with one of my teachers, and all of a sudden we hear on the loudspeaker, "Hey guys, so two things, good news and bad news. Good news, we are you guys are gonna go home early today. Bad news, well, they said bad news. Well, you guys will all think it's good news. Yeah, we're gonna be shutting down just for the week." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, whatever. Just COVID. It just hit one person.
With me.
It happened like one person in Illinois. Not a big deal. A week later. All right, another week. All right, it's okay. We'll settle. It'll wear down. It'll be fine. 9 months later. Welcome to the Council of the Cheeses. Who shall we talk to today? It's like people were going crazy. Laserbeam was making TikTok videos about people stuck in quarantine doing the stupidest things.
I know, it was so funny.
OnlyFans, that blew up.
OnlyFans blew up, yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Thoughts.
Yeah. Girls sitting in the rooms like, "I want to be a millionaire. Okay."
Or just shaking their ass on camera.
Exactly. Another thing that blew up. What was another thing that blew up?
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Dude, I just got into
Fall Guys and Among Us.
Among Us.
Two biggest games blew up. Fall Guys was also the biggest game to go up for a week and then die immediately.
I know, and it's already starting to rise back up.
Okay, because
it's free. It's free now.
Yeah, it's free now, and it's all across all platforms. Among Us was big as well, but then Fortnite just blew up.
Fortnite, yeah.
But then, like, I remember freshman year of high school was I played Fortnite Battle Royale since Save the World since the day it came out. I remember sitting in math class with Ryan, and a kid was playing like Call of Duty on his phone, And I remember just listening, because we were about to end, and I snuck my phone into the classroom. And I remember listening to the Epic Games podcast and saying that they're going to introduce something called Battle Royale. I'm like, that sounds cool. And they're releasing it in like 2 days. And so I remember I skipped school that day. And I remember going, I stuck into my basement. My parents had left for like a business trip or something. Or my mom was visiting someone, my dad was on a business trip. I was staying with my grandparents. And I remember getting into my basement, right here actually, hopping on my Xbox and I had an account already, but I made a Battle Royale account and I started playing for the first time. And it was so weird because everyone got their first one in the first game ever because it was just 100 people not knowing what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 years later, here we are today with the newest fucking things. But I remember just in sheer shock when I had won my first game. Like this would be a fun game, like most games.
They were like, it's a shooter game. It might be a little too violent for you. And I was like, I know, but Sam, let's play it. I played it with you for the first time. It's like, oh my god, this game's so fun. I showed it back to my parents. Like, yeah, you can get it. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it turned out to be my favorite game too.
Yeah. And that's when mobile became a thing. And I remember downloading it on my phone because I wanted to play between classes. And I started playing, and I was like, I'm getting pretty good at this. And I picked up my new phone. I got a iPhone XR, which is the phone I have right here actually. And I remember I took the case off. I put a new case around it, and I grabbed a Pro controller, and I started playing Fortnite Mobile on a controller because that was like the meta at that point. And I remember because Fortnite had something called auto aim and auto fire, meaning because mobile players it was hard to like press fire a lot, and that's holding it down because your hands could slip a lot. So they had something called auto aim, where if you dragged the cursor, like the hit fire point, over the person, it would auto fire for you. So most people took that to their advantages and would take snipers and scope in and just like move around the map really quickly, and when they would find a person, would shoot them and kill them immediately.
Yeah.
And so the auto aim and auto fire on mobile was ridiculous. So people started playing controller. I remember one guy got on his PC and started playing PC mobile, and was like, I don't know how they did, but it got like 1,000 kills or something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
but like
that was like third. It was
2 years later, Fortnite came out with something called creator codes, and they made a tournament. Not tournament, but they gave all the big creators in the world creator codes, and then 6 months later, they came out with the mini creator code, meaning anytime someone uses your code, you get like 1 or 2% of something very small, because they gave it like 1,000 of them out. They had a tournament set up, and if you made the coolest trick shot video, you got one. I posted something and I got it. Then 2 years later, got it taken away because apparently it was too long, which doesn't make sense because Solly, which was like, what was it? It was 13. 13 was apparently, you couldn't just be numbers. I don't know why, but I don't know. They wanted to make it original. And so I just did super. Capital S-U-P-E-R. And that's my creator code now. And anytime if 100 people use my code, I think I get like $1. Like, because obviously that's how I think the most I've ever made off of it is, hilariously enough, like 69 cents. But like, yeah. But then here we are today. We have mythic weapons, gold, and everything. Yep. But like, it's just been an experience because nothing has taken over the world, as they say, by storm like Fortnite has. It is the most upcoming game ever. Epic Games did an insane job. Insane.
They're phenomenal. Yeah, it's such a good
collaborations that they've done. Because everyone says Fortnite is just stealing things. Yes, they do that. But the one thing that makes Fortnite is building.
Yeah, the building.
And I remember 6 months ago when they took away building for like 3 weeks or something, it not only made the game more fun, but it gave people a different opinion on the game.
Yep. Now there's no build and there's build. It's an awesome. It's still an awesome game.
Very fun. Yeah. And I remember looking online. Musa, favorite creator of all time. He used to play TF2, Team Fortress 2, and I love that stuff. He used to play Call of COD. He played LOL, was called League of Legends, one of my favorite games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember when Fortnite came out, he did a sky base, which is one of my favorite things. I remember the greatest club I've ever hit was I was sky basing with Brian actually. It was me and Ryan, and we were sky basing with this guy. This squad was a 3v4. You two got lagged off and got knocked. I was on 300 ping, and I remember jumping down. I no-scoped one of the guys. I pumped the last guy, and I was on like 2 HP, and I went in and pickaxed the last guy to death, and I won the game. And it was like my best clip of all time. And I remember that clip got like 200 views, and then got taken down because it was Fortnite, got copyrighted, unfortunately. And then now I can't find the clip. But like, it's just been an experience, honestly.
It's so fun.
Yeah, but yeah, that's also my favorite game of all time. Let's see how much time. I've been on my phone looking at the time period, how long we've gone for. 50 minutes. Wow.
Wow. Good start.
Very good start. Yeah, good start. Yeah. So getting to the closer, guys. Like, not even to the closer. Like, high school finished up, wrapped up.
Yeah.
We went our separate ways. Not separate ways, but like we just went to different colleges. Here we are now, really, after my first year. I went to Idaho, he's in Carbondale.
Carbondale,
We're both at
Options.
Carbondale now. But like, we've been best of friends.
Best of friends, longest
Like,
time.
I would say, between us, like, because you had a relationship with Jack, but like, we've been friends where like, nothing has seriously happened that would pull us apart at all.
Not really. There have been like little minor things.
But like, that maybe
yeah.
we wouldn't talk to each other for a day, but it was all like the stupidest things. Like, you took my phone without my permission. Like, just fuck off.
Yeah, just the dumbest things, yeah.
And so like, this has honestly been, it's been changing for me. It's been a lot, but it's worth it. Honestly.
Yeah, it's been a lot too, and we survived obviously COVID too, with like not seeing each other for, well, excuse me, for like so many more.
Yeah.
Like we still hung out even during COVID when there was not a lot of social interaction going on, and that was just like one of my favorite like times in my life. And
I think the best part about COVID was seeing all the Karens online.
yeah, the Karens online was super fun, and just like seeing all this, I'm talking to a man.
And then I would say one more thing we can each share about middle school, if you have a funny story. I remember 7th grade, 2016, the Cubs had just won the World Series.
Yep.
And the next day of the Cubs parade, my dad took me down, and we're going down, like, so most of you know, it's my great grandfather side block day for the Cubs. And I remember we're standing there looking around, and I get a text from Jack, and he goes, "Dude, we're in social studies, and we're watching the thing on live TV." I'm like, "Seriously?" He goes, "Well, yeah, Calvin, he's about to turn on." I'm like, "No, tell him to keep it on." And I said to my dad, "Look, news station, let's try to get an interview." I'm like, "Okay." And we get an interview on live television, and I get a text from Jack with a picture. They were watching me on live television. I thought it was so funny.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it comes in the World Series. Definitely our best sports moment of all time. Obviously, Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup too. Back when me and Jack were huge. 2010, 2015 were both awesome because that when we were huge NHL fans.
Let's we'll start wrapping this
Still
up.
an
But like,
NHL fan. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah. So then the one funny story was from 8th grade. This was when I was at Cove School. But for a senior prank, my friend and I snuck out of the bushes, came out of the bushes, and just started pissing on people, and we got suspended.
that is,
I got expelled. He got suspended.
you got expelled?
Or not expelled, but like suspended. But then I eventually transitioned schools.
That's so funny.
Yep. And then that's Highland Park High School. And then, but yeah, obviously my high school experience. I'm about to talk about my high school. Yeah, my high school experience.
How long do you think it'll take?
Like 5 minutes.
Go for it.
Yeah. So like my high school experience was great. Obviously seeing Sam for the reuniting with Sam, like reuniting with Ryan and Jack and all my other friends was great. But I had another friend. Do you mind if I?
Go for it.
His name was Kevin. We were super different. Well,
Not W?
no, it was W. Kevin W.
Oh, what was it?
So yeah, so we were super close, and don't know why, but this is mostly because he, a student named Jonathan, were bullying me all the hell.
SH?
Shut up, yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
He was friends with him?
No, yeah, they used to they just tag team pick on me, calling me horrible names,
Yeah,
like
before you go into that,
pushing me.
Chanoff, he was in band. I would say that. Jonathan Chanoff, you were the worst person I've ever met.
Yeah, seriously, dude, you're such a douchebag.
I would say a lot of things about you right now, but I would get demonetized. But all I have to say to you is just fuck off.
Yeah,
He
seriously,
was the
fuck off.
worst person I could have ever met. Like, this kid was like, I'm not even gonna say how bad he was, but like, he did anything and everything to get other people in trouble and be mean to people. Like, I remember in band, there have been so many times that Ryan has just held me back because I wanted to kick him in the balls so much. Like, I wanted to throw him off the. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah,
I don't like him. I hate him. Everyone hated him. I
Yeah,
don't think anyone liked him.
No,
Not even his brother liked him really.
No, his brother hated him too. I still remember. But yeah, so yeah, they just bullied me all the hell. I was in the worst headspace of my life. I was sent to the ER numerous times and sent to different mental health programs as well. And yeah, and I still remember the day when I left Highland Park to go back to my other school. It was still one of the saddest experiences because once again I just felt like I let my friends down, but I knew it was the best for me. And yeah, it was awesome just reuniting back with you guys. Just doing things like Among Us, watching Adam Sandler movies is some of the most fun experiences of my life. But one thing that stood out to me throughout my high school journey, one thing that stood out to me throughout my high school journey was just our friendship. Our friendship just was able to just like withstand anything, and you were like my biggest support. You were like my biggest supporter throughout.
Pause really quick. I appreciate that. I'm not on my phone, guys. I literally got the timestamp of our video right here, and I've been making sure that we're going to an hour and not before them because I don't want to end before them.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep going.
But yeah, so then yeah, it was you, Ryan. I just want to thank you guys for all that
Yeah,
support.
no problem.
And it's like, yeah, it was awesome just having you guys by my side, and yeah, and my parents too, if they're watching this. Yeah, thank you guys so much. It's been a wild journey. And yeah, even like last year when we were like and like. Yeah, even last year at the end of last semester in my college, it was really rough for me, and just having like those best friends and parents falling back on your brothers.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but let me check how much time do we have to? It's hopefully less than 5 minutes. I guess around 5 minutes. All right, well, I got 5 minutes left. But going back into it, guys.
Yeah.
So close off this segment.
Mm-hmm.
What about the hallways?
No, yeah, like, I was gonna say that Kevin and
Oh,
John
yeah,
also
so-
push me in the hallway
yeah.
sometimes.
So going on to exit this segment, guys, and getting closer. But high school's good. It just sucked because of COVID.
yeah,
Graduation was fun.
COVID and just me getting bullied. Yeah, high school was awesome.
Is there anything else that took over the high school? Like,
Marching band. What? Well, marching band was wonderful too. That was one of my biggest. Before Shannon, it was awesome. What?
What was the one thing?
Oh, was it when I slapped Martina Napoli's ass in at the
How do you say that on that? What? Well, you did that?
something like someone not me, but was it someone else did that at the
Is that Jonathan? I think.
yeah, Jonathan did that at the
And he got like a suspended.
suspended at the
No, he got a assault report or something.
yeah, he did.
I won't talk about that. It
Wait,
was
sorry,
really funny that happened with Ryan.
Damn it. Yeah, I remember that. It's so funny.
There's something funny that happened with Ryan, and we keep talking about it to this day. What was that thing that something Ryan did? It was we still talk about it to this day sometimes. What's it?
It was like I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that's where it's.
Oh yeah, so that's
okay. Marching band freshman year, Ryan for some reason started screaming the words "Oh yeah," and people call him the Kool-Aid Man. But like Ryan, like anytime he would walk around the hall, he would just don't scream now because my parents are upstairs. But he would just scream, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
and everyone would look at him. I'm like, dude, why? And he goes, I don't care. And I remember the principal was doing like a teacher presentation. Ryan turns around and goes, "Oh yeah," it doesn't realize the principal behind him. And he goes, "Oh hi," and everyone's like, "Yeah, don't do that ever again." And Ryan's like, "Okay," turns the corner and goes, "Oh yeah." Principal turns around and goes, "Ryan, what did we just talk about?"
Yeah,
like,
he was so obsessed with those words. Yeah.
That,
And even on his graduation thing, I saw there was people commenting, "Oh yeah."
I remember we all got to write quotes, like if we wanted to write quotes. Ryan writes, "My last final words are, oh yeah."
Yeah, exactly.
And then I remember you weren't there, and I didn't know this, but so when we had like do you remember like the seat cushion that I brought for you?
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember like there was that event on the Boulder's Field that we can go to?
Mm-hmm.
So they gave us like paper and pen and what our final words would be. I wrote for you plop. And on your picture when they showed it, I didn't get it in the frame, but it says final words plop. And I remember Jason Fitzsimon stands up and goes, "That's the funny word he said." I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Too much.
Anything I'll do. Yeah, if anything.
But like, it's just all those good memories that keep
Yeah,
the
great
bond
memories.
glued together.
And there was obviously some other friendships that didn't work out, like with Kevin W. But there was obviously like friendships like with you, where things always worked out.
Yeah. And then for another topic I'll get into, why I'm gonna leave you on this because this is one thing I do talk about is 13 and how I got. So one thing really quick, right? How did you get the name? So we know Fist, but why did you put Fist and Man together? Like Superman, just Fist Man?
Yeah,
And what's that number you like? What was the number?
41 because that's my basketball number. That's my basketball number.
Okay, that made more sense.
And then 31 because that was also my basketball. And Glenn Rice. Go Blue.
And so Super Solinger 13. Solinger's my last name, but in middle school I ran for treasurer. No, what is it? I ran for a part of the student council, and I voted for Superman Sam. And so instead of Superman Sam 13, I took Super and Solinger, and then Super Solinger. And 13, I'll explain more in a second, but so I'm called Solly. When my dad was little, he was called Solly, so I took that. So like, whenever I'm out, like or something, I'll say Super Solly, or like, but Solinger I like better most of the time. But 13 is obviously when I turned 13 and I became a teenager, but it also was the start of a whole new life for me because I started doing things that a 13-year-old probably shouldn't be doing. I won't
getting part of them, but
Mind if I say it?
no, because my parents are probably gonna watch this.
Oh yeah, they know.
I will give you guys one clue. Not safe for work.
Yeah,
That's what I'll say.
That's good.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then about, I would say, maybe, when did you come out?
What?
When did you come out of the closet?
Oh, I came out of the closet in August 2021.
Yeah, so Brian came out of the closet as bi, which I supported him.
That's okay. You can say. I'm comfortable saying that.
I don't know if you want me to say it or not.
I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, but I was very proud of him for doing that. Yeah, I was very proud of him that he didn't keep it in, but he let it out literally and physically. That's the joke I make with him.
It's
a bunch of other sex jokes that I make with him.
Yeah, we like the sex jokes.
Yeah. Just like a.
Oh man.
But one joke that I always have with Brian is that they always say don't drink until you're 21. I like the term don't drink until you want to fucking drink.
Yeah, exactly. Don't drink until you want to drink.
Yeah. So
all right.
Well, before we end it off, we're at an hour. We've hit an hour.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Did it.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
You haven't ended the stream yet.
Oh, okay.
You moron.
I thought we were over.
Yeah. But again, this is episode 1, and we'll do a couple more episodes after this. But just comment down if you liked it or not. This is just a trial run, really.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what you guys think and about your comments, and we'll see what you want to do.
Fun that way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Super Soldier 13.
And I'm Fishman41.
And this is the end of the fucking show.
And Brian's only doing TikTok. Let's go, yeet! Fats!
I hate all of you, and I hope Brian poops in a fire. Wait, what?
What?
Yeet!
I have.